Hello, welcome you all for today's session. So it's just a continuation of last session. In last session, we have discussed about form control elements like a checkbox, radio box, and all. Is that right? It's just a continuation of that. Here we're gonna discuss few more control elements, form control elements. So select control I have already discussed. Now look into what select control with option. Okay. So in select control is nothing but what drop down list. In drop down list you can select any one option by default. Is it right? If you want to select two or more option from the drop down means, so we have a option called multiple. Okay. So I had to write this multiple within select tag itself. Okay. So that now we can select what multiple option from the select drop down list. Okay. So you know that under this select, so I need to write what options, right? Okay. So along with this multiple, I am going to explain option group. Okay. So one more option we call it as option group. So that means we can group the option within the drop down list. So how means, let us look into what example program. So here is what the example for option group. Okay. So that means, so we can group the options. So as usual our program start from what type HTML, within that HTML body tag. So here I have skipped what head tag. Why? Because it's an option we can use, or without that also we can write a program. Okay. So next one is what body. So within that body I have open form, because so select is what input control tag. Is it right? Select is what the form input control tag. So within that select I have used what name equal regions. Okay. Size equals 14. That means the width of that option is what 14. That means at a time you can see 14 characters in that drop down list. Okay. So next one is what OPT group. Okay. So OPT group is nothing but option group. That means, so we have so many options under this select control. So we need to group those option, means we need to use what OPT group is nothing but option group with the label south region. Okay. I am given what label for that group. So that is south region. So under that option value equal to Mysore, label equal to what Mysore. So Mysore is the value I am displaying that in that option. Okay. So next Mandya, like that. So it continues, you can add as many option you want. Okay. So next one is you need to close this OPT group, that means option group. So I have grouped this thing as a south region. Likewise, so we can group what north region. Okay. Again I have to open what option group. Okay. So now within that option we have a Belgaum with the label Belgaum again. So this is what the Belgaum option. So again be there. Got it? So like that. So once if I will run this program, you can notice that, so that option is grouped in two separate groups. So that is, one is south region, another one is north region. Okay. So now in this list you can select any one option. So in order to select multiple, okay, in order to select multiple, so look here, even though if you all try to select two option in this drop down list for this example, okay, I am talking about this program. If you try to select two option by holding this control key, so you couldn't able to select. Okay. So now I will modify the same program. Okay. So at the end of this select tag I am going to write multiple. Okay. Multiple. So now if I will run this program, you can notice that, so you can select what two option just by holding that control key. Okay. What about in the previous example, without this multiple option, so you can't select what multiple options. Now you can select what multiple option. So that is what the importance of this multiple key. Okay, so this all about what select control form control element. So now we'll move on to next, that is file uploading. So with the help of example we'll discuss about what file uploading. So first I will take what label. Okay, so label for equals, so I'll come to this later. Okay, so now I'll write what input type equals file name file select. So whatever the name which you are given to ID, okay, here I am going to give what file select only. Okay, so whatever the name you are given for ID, so that should be here for. Okay, within for you should write what ID name. So that is, so file select. Okay, so label file select. So for that I am writing what upload. Okay, so with colon. Now close the label. Now close the label. So now input is what type, file name is what file select, ID is also file select. I am going to close this input. Again I am going to close this form, body. So the next is what HTML. Okay, so now if I'll run this program, you can notice that there is a box in order to select a file. So that means, so if you need to if you want to upload a file from our local system to a server, or you need to send to somewhere else, means, so we need to upload that to a web browser, right? So web page. So here we have a means to select those files. Okay, so now it will allow us to upload the file with the help of this file select box. You can notice that in our output. Okay, fine.
In this example, you can see that here input type is what file. Okay, this HTML document name is what form example. If I'll double click on this form example, you can notice the output. So here there is a button, so in order to choose a file, so no file chosen, that means initially I have not chosen any file, right? That's why you can see this no file chosen. If I'll click on this, it will divert toward uh, documents. Okay, so that you can upload any documents from this documents, so that you can see now here. Okay, iamarks.pdf. Okay, iamarks.pdf.
So now look into few more types. Okay, input types. So one is TEL, stand for telephone number. So you all know that the telephone number which has a standard format, right? So in order to evaluate it, we need to write some code. So instead of that, so in this HTML they already defined the standard for telephone number, so that we can make use of this type equal to telephone. So when user enter wrong, that mean if that phone number is not 10 digits, okay, it is more than 10 digits means, so it automatically validate that input form, okay, sorry, input data. So and again it will display error message over there. Okay, so that means in order to evaluate it, so the code which is already defined within HTML, for that we need to use what type equal to TEL. So for that, okay, within form input type equals within double quotes, so TEL. So you can use what maximum length, okay, so how much you need to display and all. Okay, you can use what maximum length and all other attributes. Okay, so now if I'll run this program, okay, if I'll run this program, you can notice that, so there is a text box. Okay, you couldn't differentiate that from a normal text box, because which will look same as it is your text box only. So, but here it will validate for the valid data. Okay, that means your number should be what, 10 digits phone number. Okay, fine. So, like that we also have one more type called URL. That means, so you all know that URL means you should follow some path with slashes, colon and all. Is it right? Okay. So, in order to evaluate it, so again we had one more type called URL. So, that means instead of this TEL, if I will write URL, so now if I will run this program, so you can notice that. So, here also you can see one text box. Okay. So, but again you couldn't differentiate that from a normal text box and URL box. So, in that URL, user should enter URL name, okay, path. If that path is not valid, means again it going to display what, error message. Fine. So, next one. So, next type is what, number. So, nothing but sometimes we need to give what, some count and all. Okay. So, as you seen in your Amazon website and all, so if you want to purchase any product and you want to buy that same product, 2 more products means, so you will get that count option, right. So, that means when you are going to press plus button on it, that count will be increased, minus button, so decrease, like that. Here also we have an option to enter a number, but here you are going to see up and down arrow marks, okay, in order to increase and decrease. So, now I will change this to number. Okay. So, number, I will close this input. Now, if I will run this program, you can notice the output. So, here there is a box, at the end of the box you can see what, up and down arrow mark. So, that you can control, that means you can either increase or decrease the number, so which you want to input.
This is what input type number example. Okay, so your type equal to what, number. So if I run this program, you can see the output like this. So number colon box. So in that box I can either increase or decrease the number. Okay, either I can increase what or decrease the number. So suppose I want what minimum and maximum, I can do that by just by inserting that minimum number and maximum number here. Okay, minimum equals 0. Okay, so that is min and max. So min equal to 0 and max equal to 5. Is it right? Now if I'll refresh this, you can see that. So min is what, 0. That means even though if I'll click on what download button, so that value is not decreased. So what about upward button? So up to 5 it will be increased. Is it right? So after that you couldn't increase that value. So why? Because here I have given minimum is what, 0 and max is what, 5. So likewise we can control the bound for this number. We can use this arrow mark just to increase and decrease. Otherwise I directly I can enter number over here. Okay, like 4. So if I want 1, I can. Okay, so you want 5, yes, you can enter just by using what, keyboard key. Either you can use what arrow mark, or directly you can enter value for this number box.
Okay. So, next is what, range. Okay, it is quite different. So, you know that it is just like a scroll bar. Okay. So, okay, fine, let me explain with the example itself. Okay. So, now is what, range. Okay. So, now it is just like a sliding bar. Okay. So, type equal to range. Now, if I will run this program, you can notice that. So, there is a sliding bar, so that we can give our input from max to min. So, for both number and range, okay, for both number and range, so we can use minimum equal to 0 and maximum value. Okay, minimum and maximum value. So, and also we can write what? Step equal to 1. Step equal to 1. So, now the range from 0 to 10, each time when you are increasing, okay, when you are scrolling that icon, so you can notice that the step equal to 1. That means each time it going to count 1. Okay. So, same for number also. So, we can write what from 1 to 20, 1 to 20. So, and step equal to what? 1. That means each time when you are pressed what up and down arrow mark key, so that count will be increased by 1. That is what step. So, from where to where you can increase? From 1 to 20. So, when the value is 1 and if you are try to decrease the value, so it won't, okay, it won't work out, because the minimum value is what? 1 itself. So, we can't decrease to the 0 or minus value. Okay. So, that is what min and max value. We can use these attributes with the number and range control elements. Okay. So, number and range control elements. Fine.
Here you can see one more example of range. Okay, so here input type is what? Range, right? Okay, so form example, if I'll run this HTML program, you can get a screen like this. Okay, and you can see this slide bar. I can change the value. Okay, just by sliding this icon, you can change the value. And you can observe that here I don't have any step and all. That means I can increase or decrease from starting to ending, right? Okay, and what is the value? We don't know that. So just go back to our program and I'll write min equal to 0 and max equal to 10, as well as step equal to 1. So what it mean, okay, I'll save this control S and I'll get back to my program. If I'll refresh this, you can see that if I'll scroll this, it is incrementing and decrementing. That means that the scroll will be increased and decreased stepwise, right? And each step is what? 1. Okay, in each step it will be count what? 1. So what is the range? It is from 0 to 10. Okay, it is from 0 to 10. So now you can notice that, okay, from here to end there are 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, so now I'll make a slight changes for this. Instead of 1, now I'll give what 2. Control S. Coming back to our program, if I'll refresh this, now you can see that in each step 2 value will be increased. Okay, so how many steps from starting to ending? 5 steps, is it right? 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Overall 5 steps. So likewise we can use these attributes in order to control the range input.
So, our next control is what? Date control. Okay. So, that means for the date input. So, which are all the form control elements which we can use. So, of course, under form input tag, within that input tag. So, first one is date. Okay. So, date, I am going to close this. So, we can use other attributes also, but so here I am not using any attribute over here. Okay. So, type equal to what? Date. Type equals what? Date. So, it automatically prints the date in the form. So, y. Okay. So, hyphen MMDD. Okay. So, year first, month in middle, and again date at the end with the dot. Okay. So, this is what the format of date, which is built in, by default it is defined within HTML5. So this is what the standard format of date which is supported by HTML5. So now if I'll run this program, so you can notice that there is a date input bar, so that we can select any date from that. Okay.
Now you can see this example. Type is what date. So if I'll run this form example program, you can see the output like this. Okay. What about the date? What I have told is what YYY mean year first, month and date, right? Okay. This format is what depends on what browser. Okay. So you can select any date from here. When you click on this box, you can get calendar. So from this calendar you can select any date. So whichever the date which you are going to select, it will be appeared in this box. That same program itself I'm executing here in this Chrome also, but you can see the difference. Okay. So in okay, here you didn't see any icon over here, right? Okay. What about here in Chrome? You can see calendar icon over here. So that means it depends on what which browser you're going to use. So that just by click on this, you can get uh, calendar. From that you can select any date. So automatically it will come and date box. Okay.
So likewise, so next one is what? Time. So that means instead of time, sorry, instead of date, so now we can write what? Time. So now this time will have, again it also have some standard format. So H colon, okay, M colon SS. H stand for hour, minute, second. Okay, M stand for minute and S stand for what? Second. So this is what again standard format which is supported by what? HTML5. Okay. So now type is what? Time. So now you can notice that in our output. So you can see that time format. Okay.
This is what time type example. Input type is what time. So now again, if I'll run this program on Mozilla Firefox, you can see the output like this. Okay. Once again, okay, you can see the output like this. So that if I'll click on this, I can give an input just by using keyboard arrow marks. Okay. So now you can notice that 5 or 6. Okay, like that. So if I'll increase, it's gonna increase, and 12 hours format, it is supported. And again minutes, so it is 60 minutes, right? Okay. So after that 59, you can see that now it is what? 0. Okay. And what about this? It is AM or PM. That same program, if I'll run by using what Chrome, you can see the time box like this. If I'll click on this, okay, if I'll click on this, I can give an input just by using what keyboard arrow mark. Otherwise you can see this output, sorry, icon here, right? The time icon. If I'll click on this, you can get the time format like this, so that you can choose any time, that is 12 low clock and 5 minutes and AM PM. And if I'll click on enter, that automatically comes in your time box. Okay.
Date, time, hyphen, local. Here we need not be specify what any time zone. So it automatically take the what current system which we are working with. Okay, that system time will be taken as what? Default. Okay. So next one is what? Month. Okay, fine. Date, time, local. Okay. So if I'll run this program, now you can notice the output.
Now you can see our date time local example. Okay. So if I'll run this program, you can notice the output. It is what just a combination of both date as well as time. Okay. So if I'll click on this icon, you can notice there is what date calendar as well as time. For the time settings, again there is a supporting window over here. Okay, so that if I'll enter, okay, here today, that means now it has been displayed that today's date, so 23rd 10:11 a.m. You can notice that here. Okay, 23rd 9 2020, so 10:12. Okay, 10:12. By the time it is what 11, now it is what 12. Okay, again if I'll click on this, you can notice that here it is what 12. Okay, so if I'll click on enter, that time will be selected. That means here we can select what both date as well as time. And as I already mentioned that here we need not be mention any time zone. By default it will take what current working system time zone. Okay.
So there is a change, right? Okay. So next one is what? Month. Month. So month. So the standard format is what? YYY hyphen M M. So that means year and month. So this is what the again the standard format which is defined within HTML5. Next, if I'll run this program, you can notice the output. Okay.
This is what month type example. Okay, so here that text is what content month, followed by what input type month. So if I'll run this program, you can notice this there is a box which supports what both month as well as year. Okay, so if I'll click on this icon, year and month, list of months in this year, current year. Okay, so now I'll scroll this. If I'll scroll this, yes, you can notice that. Okay, there are years. If I'll click on this, again it's gonna extend month of that particular year. So if I'll select this June to 2021, now that has been appeared on this box, input box.
Week. Okay. So next one is week. Here standard format is what again? Year hyphen week number, right? So that's why W followed by two numbers. So that means so it is a fifth week or the, seventh week, like that. Okay. So for that, this is what the type. So now if I'll run this program, you can notice the output. Okay.
This is what type equal to week example. Within form input type is what week. Okay, so if I'll run this program, you'll get the output like this. So in that you can see that week. Okay, and now I'll refresh this. Okay, week followed by two-digit number stand for what week number, and followed by what year. Okay, so I can increase or decrease this number by using keyboard up and down keys, and again here also I can increase and decrease here, or else you can click on this icon, you will get this window. So in this window, if I'll select this 15, okay, week 2. Okay, now I'm in January, so I'll come to this week. It is what September 2020. So if I'll click on this 22 uh, 39th week. Okay, so if I'll click on 29, you can observe that now it is what 40. Okay, so this is what the week number of this current year, and we can change year also. Okay, so here 21, if I'll select March 16th, then it is what 11th week.
Fine. So let's move on to what next control. So next control, okay, form control element is what? Color. So type equal to color. So now I will modify the same program. For here I am going to change what? Only type equal to what? Color. Okay. So now if I will run this program, you can notice that there is a bar in order to select what? Color. Okay.
This is what form input type color example program. Okay, this is form example HTML file. If I'll run this program, you'll get the output like this. So this is what the color box input type color box, right? Color. So if I'll click on this, you can notice that you will get what? Color box. So that just by scrolling this icon, so you can get what? Colors. Okay, so if I'll click somewhere on this window, you will get the RGB value of that particular color. So you can see that. Okay, and RGB values is range from 255 to 255. That is, so R is range from 0 to 255, G is range from again 0 to 255, like that. So and I can also change this value. This is what the HSL value, and this is what hexadecimal value. So now you can observe this. This code is what preceded by what? ASCII. Okay, so now this 8D stand for what? Red color, and 7 is stand for what? RGB, green color, and again C5 stand for what? Blue color. Okay, so you can see that the value. Okay, so likewise we can use this color code or color in our program. Okay,
So we can store that in somewhere, okay, like this, name equal to, so within double quotes I will write it as back, okay, background or back, like that. So here I am going to, okay, so BG color is what inbuilt. Okay, fine. So now what is the type? Color, so that you can see there is a box, so that we can select what? Any color from it. Okay, so whichever the color which you are going to select, that will be stored in what? Variable name called back. So that, so further in my program, so I can write the code in order to change the background color of the form or whatever. Okay, so if I'll mention this back, automatically you will that background color will be changed to with whichever the color which you are chosen from this color input, it automatically set to that color. Okay, so whatever the color which you are chosen will be stored in what? Back. So that, so here in that down the line in our program, so if I'll change that background, so color colon back. Okay, so likewise, so we can make use of this color. So we can change the background color, so from by storing that into a back variable. Okay, so like that. So next one is what? Hidden. Okay, so if the type is what? Hidden, so if the input type is what? The hidden, so you couldn't notice, you can't see anything on a screen. Okay, so if I'll run this program, so you can't see any text on a screen, because so whatever the input, okay, so here input type is what? Hidden, right? So that means that type itself is what? Hidden, so which is not visible to user. So next is what? Clickable button control. So here we have 4 types of okay, one more is what? Type equal to image. Okay, so here we have 5 types of button control, especially 4, actually 4 within form we can use. So one more is what? Button tag itself. Okay, so within form we can use what 4 types of button. So one is submit button, so that whatever the input which is entered by a user, so it will be sent to what backend application. Okay, so which will send to a server. So by using what submit. So what about reset? So it automatically erases all the inputs which user already been entered. Okay, so it will erase all those fields. Okay, it will clears all those fields. So next button is what button itself. Okay, so these two are built in within HTML5, so that it automatically submits the data to backend and it will reset. That means it automatically erases all the content of that form. Okay, so here we don't have such inbuilt functions. It's a custom button, so what we need to do just by clicking on this button, so that we need to write with the help of scripting languages like JavaScript. Okay, so for this, so we need to write the program, scripting program. So what about these two? So which is already defined. Okay, so that means submit means, so it will submit the input to backend program. Reset means it going to erase all the content which is already entered. So next one is image button. Okay, so there is a difference between image tag. Okay, so image tag and type equal to image. So here, in order to display image, so we are going to use what? So img tag. Okay, in order to display image on a screen. But if I will click on that image, it doesn't do anything. Okay, so what about this type equal to image? So that means rather than having normal buttons, we can insert what image buttons, so that if I click on that image button, so again here also we need to write what script language. So that means what action I need to do after clicking on this image. Okay, so if I click on this image, so it will do our operation which we are written in our JavaScript. Okay, so these are what 4 buttons. So next we had what button tag itself, so that the elements of these type buttons, okay, input type buttons, and this button is what different. Okay, so that itself is what different, which is not come to what within form also we can use. So but this is not a standard input which is defined within form. This is what the example program for button. So here I have used what submit button, that means inbuilt button. So under form, here I have used what label for name. So where's the ID name? So for this input, it will set a label called enter name. Okay, so followed by input type equal to text. That means you can see text box where. So after this label, why? Because here I have using what break tag. So since I am using what break tag, so you can see this text box next to this label in the next line. Okay, so likewise again enter password for password ID. So ID is pass, so that this enter password will be set as a label for this input password. Okay, so your type is what? Password. Here also you can see what text box, but whatever the text which you have entered in this text box is what invisible. That means you can see either star or dot in place of character. You can't read that characters which you have entered within this password tab. Okay, password text box. So next is what input type submit. Okay, since I am using what break tag, again this submit button will be appear next to this password tab. Okay, so next I am going to close this form body as well as HTML. So now if I will run this program, you can notice that output. So here enter name followed by a text box, and again followed by what enter password label. So again followed by one more text box. And what about the text which is appeared on that password text box? So dot dot dot, that means you can't read those characters. Okay, it hides those characters. So next one is what? Submit button. Okay. So now I will modify the same program in order to explain, okay, in order to group the elements. Okay. So in order to group the elements, we had two more tags. Okay. So first one is field set. Okay, field set. So after this form, field set, again, so before closing this form, okay, so before closing this form, so now you can write this closing tag of field set, closing tag of field set. Now if I'll run this program, you can notice that all these label, text box and all is grouped, and you can see that there is a border for all these things. Is that right? Okay. So next one, next tag is what? Legend. Okay. So next tag is what? Legend. I'm going to use here itself. Okay. So legend. Okay, close this, open tag of this legend, followed by here this is what the login details, right? Name and password. So now I'm going to write what? So login details. Okay. So now close the legend. Now close the legend. Look here, after this field set, so I'm going to write what? Legend tag. So within that legend tag, I have given what? Login details. So now if I'll run this program, you can notice the output. Okay. So what you can see, so there is a caption for this field set, login details. So within that field set, so which are all the controls are there? So label followed by text box, again this label followed by what? Password box, and again submit button. So all this I have defined within field set, right? So that is what? Login details. This is what the caption I have given for this field set. So likewise, so when you are going to collect what information of a student or whatever, okay, so personal details, academic details, and so these are all what different, right? So that means we can collect all those just by grouping like this. Okay. So first we can collect what by using field set and legend, personal details. So next one is what? Academic details. Okay. So likewise, so we can group the controls. Okay, fine. So next, okay, so here is one more example. Here I have written only code within form. Okay. So again, form within body I have to write, and again body within HTML. So I have to write. Here I have written only form code. Okay. So within that form, we here I have displayed first name followed by what? Text box. Okay. So name and ID is what? First name. Size is what? 25. That means, so here the total size of that text box is what? 25. That means you can see 25 characters at a time. So maximum length is 40. That means I can enter 40 characters in that text box. Okay. So next thing, again here I have given break, right? So that means, so the next label will be appeared in the next line. Okay. So next one is what? Input type equal to text, again text box. So last name, size, so everything is what? Same. So next one is what? Phone number. So input type equal to text. Okay, type equal to text. That means here they are using what? Text. So otherwise we can also use what? TEL. Okay, telephone number. Okay, for that TEL. So name equal to phone, ID equal to phone. So size is what? 13. That means you can enter, sorry, you can it can display 13 characters. What about the maximum length? So that means you can enter only 10 digits over there. Okay. So next, likewise again that it will be followed by a checkbox. Okay. So value equals what? Reading. So reading is what? The option for that checkbox. Again, so there are 3 checkbox. So that is reading, sports, computer games. So followed by 2 buttons. One is reset button and next one is what? Submit button. Okay. Okay. So now if I'll run this program, you can notice the output. So here we don't have any borders and all. So there are 3 text box. Okay, and again 3 checkbox followed by 2 buttons. So now I'll modify this program. So in order to get what, in order to group the text box, checkbox and all. Okay. So for that, field set. Okay. So after that, I need to close this field set here. Field set. So I need to close this. Okay. Closing tag of field set. So here legend. So within that, so these are all personal information, right? So now I am going to write what? Personal information. Okay. Now close the legend. Now close the legend. So after this, again I am going to open field set. Okay. So here I have opened this field set. I have closed this first field set here. So again I am going to write what? One more field set, that I am going to close this field set here. Okay. So now for this field set legend, so these are all what interest. Okay. So area of interest. Okay. So now I am going to close this legend. So again here I have opened this field set, right? So followed by legend. So what is this? What do you want to be submit or reset? Okay. So option, I will give it as option. So now I am going to close this legend. Okay. So at the end, before form, I have to close this okay. So before this legend, I have to open field set. Okay. So here this is what the closing field set of this. Okay. So now I have to open field set. So before closing the form, I have to write closing tag of field set. Okay. So now here I am going to write what? Legend option, again close this legend. Okay. So now if I will run this program, you can notice that, so these three are in a one group with the personal information, is it right? So 3 text box under personal information, 3 check box, so under area of interest, that is reading, sports, computer games, and under the last group is what? Option. So that means reset or submit. Okay. If you click on reset, it will reset all the fields. So and again submit means, so it will post all the details to the back end. Okay. So what about the output? So here that output is what? Uneven. That means, so it is not look good when you are that mean all the boxes was ended somewhere, right? Okay. So in order to get proper output, so we can write this entire code within a table. So for that, so our next example, within form we can use what? Table. So in order to get proper and okay, in order to get proper output. Okay. You can see body followed by form and again followed by what? Table. That means here I am going to create what? Table under form. So again within that table, so there are 4 TRs, is nothing but 4 rows, and in the first row, first data is what? Align right, name, colon. So and again second cell, okay, second data is what? Input text, is nothing but text box. So next one is what? TR again, that means it's a second row. So align right, it will be aligned, it will display right of that cell. So job title, colon, it is what? The label. Okay. So next followed by what? Again type equal to text input, that means there is a text box. So next is what? Again TR, that nothing but is third row, align right, job type. So this is what? The first cell. So and in the second cell, you can see that there are 4 checkbox input. Okay, there are 4 checkbox input. First one is part time, full time, contract, and other. Okay, so these are the 4 checkbox. That means within a second cell of third row, and in the fourth row, align right, salary. Okay, so that is what the first cell content of fourth row. And what about the second second cell? Type equal to text. There is a text box, and after that I am not using any break over there, right? So that means, so followed by the text, select option, that means there is a drop down list. So there are three options over there: US dollar, Indian rupees, and again other. Okay. So next is what, have closed the select TD, that means second cell of fourth row, and again TR, that means fourth row I have closed. So and again I have closed that table, form, body and all. So now if I run this, you can notice that all these things are arranged in a meaningful way, is it right? So all those name, job title, job type, salary are appeared at the, on the left side of the screen, and all those were ended at the same line. Why? Because so all these data I have displayed that within a table, okay, first column of every row, first column of every row, okay. So and it is what, right aligned. So you can see that remaining part is what, the right side. So this is how we can write our form within a table. That means here I have written a table within form. So within table I have written what, form input controls. Okay. That's it about today's class. Next we will continue with CSS advanced features. Okay. So in a coming session. Thank you.